Checkity. Checkity check. 1 2 1 2. Hey. What's good, people? What's happening? What out? S.T.E.M research. It's another one. Mike and MFN Love back with song tracks, essential music, and a little bit of research. Nope. We're not here for science, technology, education, and math. I did it. Science, technology, engineering, and math. No. We're not here for that. We are here for song tracks, essential music. Dragoon Night. What down? For those of you who are not from Chicago or Chicagoland, what down is a somewhat old school way of saying hello. It's a kind of early mid 2000s thing. It faded out, and I still use it because I'm old and I like to use words that old people used back in the day. So, like, instead of saying what up, we say what down. Or used to. I don't know anybody else that still says that. So, an exclusive good evening and welcome. Welcome. Goddess One Love. Thank you for joining us. S.T.E.M Stems. Yep, we are here with the S.T.E.M Stems. I'm excited and back for another show. Wrapping up the week. It's Friday. Holy cow. Talk about a fast-moving week. I've been saying that all week, and the days just fly by. I'm trying to try to get this show together, get the research and the notes for this show, prepare music for the Saturday show, which is the Old Man Rap Show. Saturdays, 12 noon to 3 p.m. Playing the best in rapidy rap and hippity hop from 1979 through 1995 for 3 hours. 3 hours of uninterrupted, unadulterated rap. All right, old rap, and it's so funny because when I'm going through my memories, I'm seeing myself use the term old man rap. I mean, it really is. You talk about somebody that has worn out a term that hasn't gone global. That's me. I mean, I'm consistent, baby. I'm consistent with my terminology. I was posting a year ago, and I don't know why the posts are coming up blocked or whatever. But I was posting last year. This time I was posting a lot of old man rap. I was posting a lot of rap from the late 80s and the early 90s. And I don't know what songs they are because, when you see the memory on Facebook, usually it's the memory. But sometimes it's like this information does not come up because of whatever, because either the person deleted it or something like that happened. So whatever I was posting last year was deleted, and it is what it is. Get off my lawn rap down. I like that as well. So when somebody steals the name of my show, get off my lawn. He definitely has that get off my lawn look, doesn't he? Oh, just you talk about using the best possible character, the best possible caricature. Grandpa from the Boondocks speaks to me. Oh, man. I saw that picture. I was like, that's it. That's it right there. My Saturday is it's supposed to be on but it's crooked. Boy, I tell you. If I didn't have to do it all myself, I would. And you know what? So it's best to do it all yourself, man. It's best to do it all yourself because, these, I don't know what it is about graphic design and graphic designers since the 1990s when graphic design became the thing, because websites became a thing you needed, right? You needed a website from the 1990s on until now. So 20 some odd. Graphic designers are easily the hardest people in the world to work with. Easily. Like I don't know. It's just like throughout the times in history, I'm not saying they don't nail it, what it is you're looking for, because there are some great ones out there, and you're going to pay a nice price for good work. That's just the way the game works. As someone who's been a DJ for 35 years, I understand paying for something, paying what it's worth, right? It is what it is. I don't talk people out of their price, because I don't like people talking me out of my price. My price is my price. Either you're with it or you're not. But man, those graphic designers, boy. So I wanted to get a logo made with the Old Man Rap Show. I want to take an old label, an old hip hop label. I have it in mind. I'm not going to say which label, but I'm going to take that old label and take the letters and make it spell out Old Man Rap. And there's two people that I think can. There's one person I definitely know can do it. And this guy is in London, and he is like killing it. But he wasn't even my first choice. Like, the first choice was this guy that I know. And I reached out to him. He's like, "Oh, my computer's down." And, I haven't heard from him since. But I haven't reached out to him since either. But the guy in London, Mr. Crumb, look up Mr. Crumb on IG. Like, he is doing God's work with fonts. I have never seen somebody recreate fonts like this dude. Like, he is recreating label fonts. He does all of Alchemist. Alchemist does these things. Alchemist, of course, who was down with Mobb Deep in the 90s. And he was their DJ, and he did a lot of beats for them. But he's also been a solo artist and a producer in his own right. So Alchemist is doing these albums, and with these albums and these singles, he's got a guy recreating labels like the old RCA logo, which the old orange RCA, or he recreated like Columbia, a white label Columbia promo, but it's got Alchemist instead of Columbia. It's got Alchemist all around. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. And this guy also redoes hype stickers. Like, a lot of old rap 12 inches came with what they call a hype sticker. Some of the promos and some of the ones that you bought in the store, a hype sticker is telling you what's on the 12 inch, what am I playing today? 10%. So it would have 10%, remixes by Shep Betty Bone, Walter Gibbons, and Masters at Work. That's what would be. This dude is recreating the stickers, the fonts down to a T, and the actual shape of the stickers, and selling the stickers. It's one of the most incredible things I've seen in the history of graphic design. Mr. Crumb, Krum. Yeah, Alchemist, my guy, singing MC Breeze Discombobulator label. What label was he on? That is a Marcus Chapman record. Like you and Marcus Chapman, Eastern 001, are two people that have mentioned that song in my lifetime. The singing MC Breeze. I'm definitely gonna pull that one out and throw it on. But yeah, Mr. Crumb, MR KRUM. I should have spelled it like, because you probably spell it like CRUMB. This dude, like, he has 2 pages, or he has actually more than 2. He has his regular page where he just shows off his hype stickers, and then he has his graphic design page. I don't even want to ask this dude how much it would cost him for him to do for him to flip that label into the Old Man Rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start a GoFundMe. Like, hey man, I mean, how much, bro? I mean, How much in UK dollars does this cost? But yeah, this dude is cold. He is cold. Like, he's making rap hype stickers for fun. All of them. And they look I mean, when I say they look, there's some interesting fonts, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you find that font, bro? Like, that's not even a font. Like, there's labels that aren't even fonts. Like, people just created them. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these hip hop labels, they were just the figment of someone's imagination, and they wrote some words down, and it was like, boom, you got something timeless. So look for that. I will be reaching out to Mr. Crumb, and I will get him to do my dream label for the Old Man Rap Show. So I just did that to, like, hold me, because I'll do some shit to hold me down in a heartbeat, because, you know, again, I'm on a tight budget. Nothing. All right, tonight's show, MC Breeze actually had his own label. Okay, yeah, I know it was an independent. That much I do know. Yeah, so discombobulator boobilator. The singing MC Breeze, not to be confused with MC Breeze, LA Posse, right? And Great Big Freak on Atlantic Records in 1990. Different person, not the same guy. One's from Philadelphia, one's from Cali. And that LA Posse record, that shit went kind of hard. Because what didn't go hard that used more bounce to the ounce? If you used more bounce to the ounce, 88, 89, 90, 91, it was going, right? MC Breeze, EPMD, Ain't No Future in Your Frontin', MC8, like, anybody that used that breakdown for more bounce, they were winning. Like, you were not losing with that. You were not losing with more bounce to the ounce. If you lost with more bounce to the ounce from 88 to 91 or 92, you just sucked, bro. Like, you sucked. MC8's more memorable remix is that Growing Up in the Hood, where he's super slowed down more bounce to the ounce. Super slowed down. I got to throw that on the Old Man Rap Show for those of you who don't know it. All right, let's dive into today's show, shall we? Salsoul Orchestra. It is a Philly. There we go. Taking it to Philly again, Mike Love. I'm telling you, man. It's an interesting thing how I pick and choose the stems that I decide on. You know, I was looking at a record on Prelude today that I have the stems on, but it was a remix. It was a remix of a very popular song, one of the great songs on the Prelude label. It was a remix, and none of the original drum parts were in the stems, but all the rest of the parts, the vocals, the keyboards, all of that were the same. So the keys and the vocals were perfect. The drums were from a remix, and I couldn't stand it. I was like, do I play this without the drums, or do I wait for JDL to redo the drums for me? So I was going to go with that. I decided against it, and I was looking, through my collection of stems, and I said, double exposure. I haven't played 10%. I played Every Man, and I've played one of their other tunes, but I have not done 10% on this show. And 10% is a story in and of itself, as the very first 12-inch, the very first extended remix. Walter Gibbons invented the remix, but we'll get to that when we get to the song. We'll start out with the Chicago Bus Stop from the Salsoul Orchestra from 1975. A House on Fire. Shout out to MC Marcus Chapman, who is on the feed. He is a music connoisseur. He is a person who has appeared on television. He was a regular on Unsung, a musicologist, if you will, has written books, etc., etc. He talked about on this feed the book House on Fire, the story, the rise and fall of Philadelphia soul. And the reason why the book is called House on Fire is because motherfuckers was up out of there like that bitch was on fire. I'm talking about Philadelphia International Records. When people left PIR, they left like that bitch was on fire. Hands down, they was up. Like when they was up, they was up. And in 1975, they was up. That was the first big burning. That was the first mass exodus of Philadelphia International Records. The heart and soul of MFSB, from Norman Harris to Ron Baker to Earl Young, all the way down to Mr. Vibes himself, Vincent Montana Jr., were up the fuck out of there. They left. They're like, they were creating the grooves that people rock to this day and not getting proper credit. I've talked about this on the show a great deal. That was normal. That doesn't happen anymore. It really doesn't happen anymore. When you look at a song, and it's funny because they made memes about this to make it seem crazy. Like if you look at a Beyonce song, there's 8 or 9 people that helped write that song, because they are now making sure that everybody that had anything, if you said a word, if you suggested something, we don't want another Lauryn Hill situation. We don't want a situation like what happened in the 70s. People are getting their credit. Look at, and some of the writing credit is still on Discogs. Some of it is on Genius. But even with today's, even if you go to Spotify and you click on artists or song information, you'll see a list of. I was looking at there's a song that Common did, and I only know the song because those 3 girls, Nora Rosa. I don't know the other one. There's 3 of them. There's 3 sisters that dance. They do like a minute-long dance to people's songs, and they dance to a crazy, ridiculous, hot new song from Common. And Black Thought is on the song, and Seyon Kuti is on the song. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's produced by Kareem Riggins, but when I looked, I was like, I want to see who's involved in this song. There were like 5 or 6 people. It could be some samples. It could be whatever. I don't know. But there were 5, 6, 7 people listed in the credits because people are getting their credit today. There's none of this. There's no more House on Fire. We're staying, and I'm getting my credit. Cut the check. But that wasn't the case in 75. They were up out of there on their way to Salsoul Records, mostly. Bobby Eli, he kind of stayed behind and was, he was a hit man for hire. A lot of them were hit men for hire, but some of them were like, peace. And Vincent Montana Jr., who plays an incredible vibe on a bunch of Philly International Records, decided to start the Salsoul Orchestra with, guess what? A lot of the same people that played in MFSB. How this all was allowed, these guys were not under contract. They were not signed to specifically do, because you couldn't do that. These guys, this is what they did for a living. They were session musicians. So as session musicians, you couldn't, it didn't make sense to sign them to a contract at PIR when these guys had to make do and eat and put money on the table. So many of the people that played on these Salsoul records, including the one that I'm going to play tonight, Chicago Bus Stop, were MFSB guys. Maybe they had a little fewer horns on Salsoul Orchestra than, say, but they were definitely stringing it up. That's for sure. There were strings. Also, the interesting thing about this song is it is kind of the precursor to Love Break, which is a play off of Love is the Message. The Three Sisters, from the Netherlands. Absolutely. Yara is the third sister. Thank you so much. Exclusive. ML Cole, welcome to class. Your commentary is quite entertaining. Ronnie O and Joe Cooley used it too. LA Pop did they? Yeah, they did. So you don't hear me though. I forgot about that, bro. I'm playing 5 more bounce songs in a row tomorrow. Done deal. Coming straight out the gate. I'm like, what is he doing? Anyway, Chicago Bus Stop. Ooh, I love it. They're even all the way down to the Sigma Sweethearts singing on the hook of the song. Ooh, I love it. The music is, I don't know. Love Break basically is this song with some more added vocals, right? It's an update. It's a remake or a remix, if you will. This record was cut in 75. Shep Pettibone did a remix of this in 1983, and it's called Love Break. And it's called Love Break because it takes the best part of Love is the Message and uses it as the basis of the song. And that's what Vincent Montana did. One of his other songs, You're Just the Right Size, is basically People's Choice. Like, come on, bro. You're just gonna take all the Philly soul and remake it. And then slap your name on it like, yeah, this is original. No, it's not. It's not, Vincent. But hey, you got a relationship with those guys. Maybe he's doing it to slap him in the face. I don't know. But he made great songs. He was a conductor. And not to mention, Christmas is right around the corner. The Salsoul Christmas Jollies album, I promise you, it's been less than 5 years that I found out that Christmas song that I used to hear in Kmart as a kid is the Salsoul Orchestra. Christmas time of the year. And then I swear to the DJ, the guy who knows everything, quote unquote, who walks around like, yeah, I know that. I'm the walking, talking who sampled, according to my kids, right? I didn't know where that was like the most generic Christmas song. It wasn't irritating because it wasn't overly played and isn't overplayed. Like, say, I don't know, the Mariah Carey Christmas song. But that Christmas time of the year, that's Vincent Montana Jr.'s daughter singing that. They're still getting checks from that because that song is timeless, and I've heard it every Christmas. It was, like I said, it was just that generic Christmas song that I never could identify until the radio station I was working for at the time had it in rotation. And I looked at the screen and I said, that's Salsoul Orchestra? That's a classic. So they got a classic. They got some classics under their belt. I'd call that their classic. Any Christmas song that plays every year is a classic All the rest of these songs are personal favorites. Let's dive in. All right? Let's get into it, shall we? Chicago Bus Stop from Salsoul Orchestra.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
Sounds like Earl Young. Jolly time of the year, yes. That is a man. That record, fam, crazy. With Shanita, I never knew that. I never knew until like 5 years ago, if that long. Never knew that was Salsoul Orchestra. That was, like I said, that was just that generic Christmas record that I heard in Kmart. It was coming out of the speaker in the ceiling. I wonder how Do Any Way You Want It became the real bus stop with Charlie Green. Charlie Green's a genius for that. Let me tell you, I cannot hear Do It Any Way You Want It and not go, one more time. Charlie Green, I'm so Chicago, man. I'm sorry. Chicago, all things Chicago have invaded my being. Let's go, let's go. So yeah, the bus stop is just what they call the hustle, right? So obviously, Chicago had it going on in 75 because the folks in Philly are like, let's make a record called the Chicago Bus Stop. And the bus stop is the hustle or the slide. The bus stop is 1 degree from today's slide. Charlie Green is literally doing a slide. What they call slides now, right? But I think the hustle was a little bit more involved, right? The bus stop and the hustle are different things. The hustle is like, I don't know, I think of Saturday Night Fever when I think of the hustle. I think of steps. I don't think side to side, but it might be the same thing. Hustle's a New York thing. Bus stop, Chicago. Agree with me. Hey! Come on, come on. Bus stop. Chicago. Bridge on right side also has the bridge from My Mood by MFN. That guy, man, did not care. It's a groove. It's a groove. Let's go. Let's go. on, band. Okay. All right, so you see.
Drum fill number 3. Take 1.
Drum fill number 3. Okay, so we're just going to have some drums. Earl's going to play for us.
1, 2.
That's Earl Young.
1, 2.
He still sounds the same. That's crazy.
2. 1, 2.
This is like 50 years ago, and his voice is still very similar to that. Earl giving us some bonus beats because he's Earl Young. What were they going to do with these? I don't know. Maybe this is for a remix. Maybe they're thinking remix before there's even a remix. This is not the same drum track as Chicago Bus Stop. It's a different tempo. And it's just him playing, as you can see with the rest of the tracks. There's nothing. All right, and then, so that's that. Okay. Let's do our thing with Earl. Let's see how his drums sound. Let's bring in the congas from the top as well. Why not?
1, 2.
Oh, they are the same drums. It is the same drums. Exact same drums. I was wrong. I think because I was hearing them with all that music. But guess what? This is STEM research where we pull everything back. We pull the covers back. And as we pull the covers back, you hear things that you didn't hear. Like, oh, that was the same drum track. Montana's Daughter vocals on Goody Goody. It looks like love on Atlantic. TSOP, Love Break, Right Size, and Chicago Bus Stop are the same damn song. DJ H. Lee. Oh, you just shouting him out, or is he here? DJ Cirquette. I'm sorry I missed you. Miss Shanita. An exclusive Eastern 001. ML Cole. MC Marcus Chapman. Got everybody. Okay, keep swallowing. Okay. All right, Earl's giving us quality drumming as he does. That's what Earl Young does, right? Two different bass lines. Oh, you never see that. I see two guitars, but not two bass. All right, hold on. That hi-hat is sizzling. I love that. Come on, Earl. Interesting. Ronnie Baker on bass, of course. Interesting. Okay. Larry Washington on congas. Miss Jatan, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to class. Thank you for joining us on a Friday night. You got that guitar talking, man. That guitar was saying something. Let's take it back to the beginning of the track. Let's punch in the guitar, sax. We got to listen to the bass. Let's do some vibes. Let's do some vibes and some guitar.
I'll show you where to punch me in.
Guitar. Up. See right size, yeah. It's all of them. Well, this is from the first album, so. I mean, at this point, he's just remaking songs, right? Hey, it's Vogue. Strike the pose. I can't believe the Shep Pettibone won that suit. They so stole that, bro. They stole it. Give credit where credit is due, man. Let's take the guitar out. Take the guitar out. Like, how did somebody hear that and say that that's not Vogue? No, that and Vogue by Madonna, those are two different things. Two totally different things. And Shep Pettibone produced it? Yeah. It was Salsoul Orchestra. Probably taken from the original reel. Pretty familiar. I had to punch the vocal in on that part. Pretty familiar. Let's take the vocal back out. That's pretty damn close. Like they sang that just like the strings. Hey, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get those roads back in. Come on. Vibes. I gotta back that up. Our man Vincent Montana Jr. was going to town. We did not give him his proper credit. Let's take out some of these other instruments. Take out the Rhodes. Let's take out the sax. That's not strike a pose. That's Vogue all day. Hey, strike one for the little guy. The little guy won on that one. Right? How do you play those back to back in a court of law and somebody says, nah, that doesn't sound like that? They didn't get that from there. Yep, Eric B. and Rakim. The remix of Paid in Full. The remix of Paid in Full, right? And I never understood why it started because it's not on beat. It's like do 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 do. I mean, it's like, okay, it's great to slam it in or whatever, but other than like it's so offbeat. Yeah, the everything but the kitchen sink remixes that they did in the UK, like they're like, we just gonna sample everything and put it in these records. All right, looks like we're moving pretty quickly through the stems on this one, and that's just fine. Let's get to the vocals.
We got ears. Do you?
They got ears. That means they can hear. They're in the studio. They got their cans on.
To the bus stop. Well. Ooh, I love it.
I think that recovery to say, ooh, I love it. Just to jump back in. These girls are incredible. Sigma Sweethearts.
Ooh, I love it.
So all this was reused for Love Break. Just maybe cut a few extra new vocals, because all of these vocal parts were used on Ooh, I Love It, or Love Break in '83.
Ooh, I love it.
Backgrounds by the Salsoul Hustlers, as they were named on the album, and of course those were the background singers that sang on not just the Sweethearts, but some of the guys as well who sang background on all the records. We got to take that back. I mean, we literally have 5 vocal parts, so there's not a lot going on here on the vocal side of this, but listen to how close they mimic those strings. Let's take that out again. Just the greatness that is the Sigma Sweethearts. Sounds pretty simple, but when you add the strings in, it's like those girls are good. Those girls are good. All right, we've got about 1 or 2 more little pieces.
Ooh, I love it.
They dug deep for that one. These ad-libs, man, these are killer ad-libs, bro. What? They pay for this. It's like triple scale.
Ooh, I love it.
These girls sang background for Charo. Oh, man, the Queen of Hoochie Coochies. Charo, of course, is the Cardi B of the 70s, in case you don't know who that is.
To the bus stop.
One more ad-lib and we're done.
To the bus stop.
There it is. Do the bus stop. Chicago, the Chicago bus stop, a.k.a. the hustle. Well, not the hustle in Chicago, because we don't hustle. We do the bus stop. All right, that is it. That is the Salsoul Orchestra's rendition of the Chicago bus stop. Ooh, I Love It, from 1975, from the debut Salsoul Orchestra album. That was the first in many albums, and even after Vincent Montana Jr. left the label and was off doing other things on his own, the Salsoul Orchestra continued to make records, because I guess the name was owned by the label at the end of the day. Like, you're just going to call them the Salsoul Orchestra? Yeah, we kind of own that because we're Salsoul Records. So we'll take a break. On the other side, we'll come back with Double Exposure's 10%, the very first 12-inch disco extended remix. Walter Gibbons invented the remix, not Puff Daddy. We'll get into that next on STEM Research. Oh, I gotta escape out of this. I'm sorry. I would save myself a whole bunch of trouble. Cardi. Yep, Cardi B. Let's not, don't save. Absolutely do not save. And we'll open recent, and that'll be 10%. Look at this guy. Getting on it. On it. On it. All right. We'll do the Behringer mixer. We'll do built-in input, and then we'll come back to USB, and like so. And we'll be right back. 2 and 2. Hey, dun, 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 dun. STEM research, STEMs on a Friday night. What down? Mike MFN Love back in the building for another one. It's another one. And we're here. We're back. The 2 and 2 is over. So there we go. I forgot to mention, and Mr. Majors mentioned this in the chat last night after we played the first stem of the night, which was Almost There, and the music was by Pleasure on the entire song. They played the music for the song. They were label mates with Side Effect. Right after we played that stem, we went into Joyous, into a break, which is by Pleasure, the same group. So, Mr. Majors, thank you so much for pointing that out. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, that was kind of like a tie-in. Not I meant to do that, but everything was just kind of connected in some bizarre, weird sort of way. All right, our second stem of the night here on STEM Research is going to be Double Exposure's 10% from 1976. Yep, 1976. Salsoul Orchestra was 75. They were 76. A number 2 charting dance record. You got to understand, they were playing 45s and albums. Those were the mainstays of the disco DJ until someone said, hey, what if we take this one song, press it up real big, and make it better for DJs? It'll be louder. It'll be, we can extend it. It will no longer be the 4-minute version that they play on the album, or, because when I read the disco book, which is the Disco Files, when they talk about all of the records that came out pre 10%, it was, you were varied. They were playing 45s, as I said. There were no 12 inches. Just imagine that. Like, DJs put their bags together or their crates together for the night, and there's a whole bunch of albums in 45s. And if you got an extended long version of a song when an album came out, that was such a bonus. But this record completely turned the game upside down. And it wasn't even available as you couldn't go in the store and buy it initially. It was just for DJs. And then they were like, well, what if the public wants to buy these things? So by the late 70s, by 78, 79, you were definitely going out buying those. Like the public, certainly they were buying them once this record became available. But to listen to Walter Gibbons's extended version of this song is absolutely masterful, what he did with just more or less just splicing the record, jumping around from part to part. You got to understand, the writers of the song hated it. Most of the times when Tom Moulton or Walter Gibbons or one of those guys stepped in and started doing their magic to somebody's song, oh, those producers and the writers, they absolutely hated it because that's not what they wanted the song to be. But these guys played in the clubs. They knew the parts of the song that people got down to the most. As a matter of fact, Walter Gibbons' big thing was taking 2 copies of a record and going back and forth between breaks. As much as we like to think that Grandmaster Flash and like there's so many people that take credit for doing these things that so many people were already doing. So they like to give credit to Bambaataa. They give credit to Flash. They give credit to Kool Herc for break mixing. But they were doing those same things downtown as well, and they had never seen those guys. They had never seen Flash play. They had never seen Bambaataa. They had never seen Kool Herc play. Certain things were just a part of the way DJs created and did their thing. So Walter Gibbons and what he was doing with 2 copies of one record, he said, I'm going to do that with one 12-inch. And I spent a lot of time today listening to the 9-minute, 45-second version of this song. And he did, and like, it still sounds great to this day. It's like, wow. like there's another version that he did where it's like real choppy and shitty, and that's not the one that they put out. This one is a great way for the 12-inch to start. So there was a lot of uproar, and I remember because I was doing night radio at the time when Puff Daddy came out with that album, We Invented the Remix. There were so many articles written and so many people were in an uproar. Like, bro, you did not invent the remix. But what he was saying, of course, in retrospect was nobody was going in and putting more rappers on the same song like we did at Bad Boy. You know, like they did with the Craig Mack Flavor in Your Ear remix. They just tweaked the beat a little bit and put a bunch of different rappers over the beat. And they weren't the first to do that either, but they perfected it. You know, that was a way of life with them. So no, they did not invent the remix. And to be honest, Walter Gibbons did not invent the remix. He's just the first person to do it on a major scale on vinyl, and his work was pressed for the rest of the world to see. And it also helped to elevate the DJ, because disco DJs on the East Coast, from Boston to Philadelphia to New York City, became stars because now they knew what it took to take the parts of these songs and just extend them. And one of the great things about STEM research, and there's so many great things about this show, is I used to think, and they would actually write that these DJs were going in and, you know, playing extra percussion and adding to the song, and that is not true at all. They were just going in and using the parts that were never used on the record. So just like when Shake Your Body Down to the Ground, when we played that, and there's a John Luongo extended version with the he, and it was like, oh my God, he played some sort of, no, he didn't. He just unmuted a track that didn't get used on the album version. The same with Walter Gibbons, except Walter just chopped up the record. He didn't bounce anything, or, you know, he didn't bring up any instruments, because also he had no experience in the studio. This is his first time. He just happened to be a great DJ. He was a serious guy, and he was somebody that could follow instructions. So even though the writers of 10%, Alan Felder and T.G. Conway, especially Alan Felder, hated the idea of what he was doing to his song, it ended up being a masterpiece and a timeless song. And to this day, I've never been like, who is Double Exposure? You know, like Double Exposure has 3 or 4 great house disco classic records. But I don't feel like anybody's ever wondered, at least in my limited Chicago mind, maybe in Philadelphia and New York it's different, but nobody's ever been like, because it was really about the music and what the songs did. they were really no different from Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. They just happened to be on Salsoul Records. So let's dive in to what we call the instrumental. We'll start out with that, and then we'll get into the great vocal performance. Now, one of the things that I've learned over time and through reading and through the stimulators chat is that a lot of these Philly records were not saying the lead singer would sing, but the background vocals were handled by various Sigma Studios singers like Phil Hurt and a few of the others. Obviously, you're not gonna have my man from PIR, Gamble. He was singing on a bunch of songs. So it was Phil Hurt and Bunny Sigler and a few other males that would cover Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes and all of the male groups. I don't think that is the case with Double Exposure, because when I'm reading up on what's happening at that time, they were not a group that was mentioned as someone that was not singing their own background vocals. So let's dive into the song. 10%, the classic from Double Exposure on S.T.E.M Research.
10%. Take one. Two.
Guess they weren't going to get it on that first take. Hey! It's a party! Shout out to Lee Collins and the Disco Madness show. Definitely was exposing a lot of classic songs in the 80s. Thank you for the information, MC. Appreciate it. Come on. Come on, MFSB. MFSB lives, baby. Woo-wee. Al, the doctor has arrived. Dr. Al P. Greer. He must be introduced as such. The doctor has arrived. I love that because that's such an old school like radio doctor, you know? I love it, bro. I love it. Bro, what are you doing, man? Get out of here. It's winter. Ooh. This is the part, this break, Walter Gibbons went back to it like 3 times because this is a badass break. Of course, this version is not the arranged Walter Gibbons version. I could have done that, and it would have really been a lot of work. I'll do that for you. I'll do that for you kids next time. Walter Gibbons and percussion. Thank you for that info. First heard this song with Farley. He mixed the break with Virgo tracks. DJ Neil 1, what up? Welcome to STEM Research, everyone. We are breaking down the classic from Double Exposure. You see it on the screen. There it is. Boom. Boom, just like that. All right. So that's, let me look at the timer. 5.5 minutes. 5.5 minutes, which is plenty of time, you know, for a song to do what it has to do in the club in the 1970s. You know, people's attention spans back in those days, incredible attention spans. So he more or less doubled the time. Wow. It was like hypnotic what people were hearing because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that whole thing was new. It reminds me of like thinking back to the first time I heard Grandmaster Flash on the Wheels of Steel. It's like not even comprehending or understanding what he is doing with these records. Like, I know the songs, but I know that they don't go like that, and I know he's remixing them because remixes is a thing by that point. All right, let's start out with the drums. Mr. Earl Young on drums.
All right, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Shout out to Earl doing his own count-ins today. Appreciate that, sir. Shout out to the tambourine man. Earl being Earl. Working that hi-hat. Let's take everything out but the hi-hat. I can only imagine if DJs in this era who work the EQ to get to nothing but the highs. And we have some masterful DJs that have been working those EQs since the 1970s. But just to be able to go to just these hi-hats, literally, reminds me of what DJs were doing technically with their mixing. Tambourine man. Larry Washington on congas. We are in Philadelphia, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know I love to go to Philly. Bro, as much on this show as I talk about Philadelphia and I talk about the Sigma Studios hole, the rabbit hole, And who recorded there with Norman Harris? It's going through Curtis Mayfield albums today, and Curtis did a song or 2 or 3 from his album in '79. Not on Kurtom. He was on Stigwood's label. And he has songs produced by Norman Harris, recorded in Sigma Studios. Curtis! Bro, I couldn't believe it. He's still recording in his own studio in Chicago as well. Got Gil Askew, the whole crew working with him. I was like, bro, who didn't they work with? That's the thing. They worked with everybody. Curtis waited too late. I mean, shit, he probably couldn't get in. You realize how long that line was? They were still hot in '79, weren't they? I gotta go through that Curtis album. I didn't listen to the song because I was trying to find the album that You're So Good to Me is from. I was looking for the credits to see if oh, come on, Collapse. I was going through the credits to see if Kenny Burke's name was in the credits or if they had credited any people that played instruments, because Kenny Burke played bass on that record. And there were no credits. There were no instrumentalists, none whatsoever in '79. Another Gibbons go-to in his mix of Gladys Is Better Than Good Time. For some reason, though, the track is truncated by the label, making for a jarring transition. Given Gibbons' perfectionist focus, it's likely the label's doing. I feel that. Gibbons was doing them 10-minute mixes. They was like, come on, bro. We don't need 10 minutes of this. It's Gladys Knight. Earl working. Liberated in 1975 and getting their work on in '76. All right, let's move the cursor. All right, so we've done drums. It is time for bass. Let's go bass. Let's go guitars. You know the Norman Harris machine is involved in this one. TJ Tyndall or Tyndall. Who else? Ronnie Baker. Fuzzy. Norman Harris would fall in love with that fuzz guitar, wouldn't he? All right, let's take the other two guitars out. Three guitars, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love. They're committed, man. These dudes are so committed to guitar excellence. That's where you want to come back in? Bobby Eli. Forgot about Bobby. Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Yes, Bobby Eli also played on this as well. So you have Bobby Eli, TJ Tyndall, and Norman Harris. Cast of greatness. Bobby Eli. Shout out to him. Going where the checks were. Love it. Love the wah-wah. Rhythm. Wah. Ah! Make him cry. Make him go wah. That's probably Bobby Eli. I don't know. It's hard to say. Norman Harris fell in love with the rock guitar, but TJ is the rock guitarist of the crew. So it could be him playing the fuzzy. Just all speculation. Kenny was on bass. Yes, he was. You're So Good to Me was Curtis' Heartbeat album. That's the album that had the Norman Harris production on it. Look at him creeping back in. Creep it. Woo! Listen to these guys. Listen to these guys all creep back in their own little way. Can't tell me this is arranged. They're just flying by the seat of their pants as far as I'm concerned. Check 2. They're jamming, literally. Feeding off of each other, of course. All in right here. Those are bad men, boy. Those are some bad, bad men. All right, let's take it back. Let's take it back. Oh, you're making me dizzy. Okay. All right, what we got next? Let's see. Let's go horns and bones. Trumpets. That's what she said. Clav, piano, Rhodes, sure. Yes, strings, why not? Of course. All in? All in. Let's take the strings out. Let's wait a little bit. Nice. Come on. Let's pull some of these instruments back. Clavinet. Ron Have Mercy Kersey, T.G. Conway on keys. Beautiful. We don't spotlight the clav enough on this show. So let him eat. Let the clav. Let him. How can we not show love to the instrument that Stevie Wonder made so popular? Horns back in. Philly Soul on the Rhodes breakdowns, man. It doesn't get much better than that. It does not get much better than that, sir. Not at all. Let's go, let's go. Have mercy, yes. Those Ron Kersey solos. Wow. This is really a short record. Like, it's not even 5 minutes. That's like 4 minutes and some change. It's 4 minutes and some change because I'm starting it, about a minute in. All right, so let's go with Strings and Vibes. Again, just to show the greatness of Walter Gibbons. Again, Walter Gibbons, good job. Rest in peace. So many people from this era gone. House history, yes sir. Strings by Don Ronaldo and his String Factory. The Salsoul strings. Vincent Montana Jr. on Vibrations. Definitely house history, man. Absolutely. Let's get some drums in there. Woo! Philly strings. Soulful. Soulful strings, man. Come on, strings, take it up. Woo! Incredible arrangement. Produced and arranged by Norman Harris. Incredible job. Uncle Earl, yes, sir. Nothing on the Vibe channel? The Vibe is right in there with drums. I see it leaking onto the track. Strings. Come on with the come on. Earl Young on drums and strings, of course. All right, let's get into the vocals. It is time. We have vocal tracks. Let's see what's going on here. We have a lead vocal, a new lead vocal, and two background vocal tracks, which are the same. So that'll be left and right. Mono tracks all above. All right, so let's solo them all and see what's going on.
Sing it, fellas. 10% or something. 10% of that something. 10% or something. It beats 100% of nothing at all.
Let's go.
I only see you maybe once or twice a week. Once or twice a week. You make it worth my while. You treat me like a king. Treat me like a king. I cherish any time that I can spend with you. I can spend with you. Just say the words and I'll do anything that you ask me to. Come on. 10% or something. 10% of that something. 10% or something. It beats 100%.
That's harmony. Hold on, let's go back. All right, let's go back. Let's get the backgrounds. It's an interesting question because I'm like, you know, is this the group singing or is this just, you know, the backgrounds at work, the hired hands?
Ask me to cost 10% of something. 10% of something. It beats 100% of nothing at all.
He was just
10% of something.
These guys are just glad to get a little bit.
10% of something. It beats 100% of nothing at all.
Verse 2.
I'm not like those guys who try to get all they can. To get all they can. 'Cause when it's over, they're right back where they began. Back where they began. It's better to have love than never to have loved at all. To have loved at all. I'm with you till the water runs up, not down. Niagara Falls goes 10% of something.
They was singing anything.
10% of something. It beats 100% of nothing at all. I've got y'all, yeah. 10% of something. 10% of that something. 10% of something is better than nothing. 10% of something. I got 10 love. 10% of something. Then nothing at all. 10% of something. Now you only see 10% of something. Maybe once or twice a week. 10% of something. But you treat me, love, just like a dog on 10% of something. Oh, baby. 10% of something. Oh, yeah. Just
Break
say the word. I'm not like those guys, love, who try to get all they can, girl. Mama, I'm gonna be with you till the water runs. Uphill. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Oh, baby. Said I cherish, I swear by God that I try my best to do my best, girl. I need not one, not two, not three, baby. I need 10%. Oh, 10% of something. 10% of that something, 10% of something is better than nothing. 10% of something. 10% of something. Oh yeah, I got 10 seed love. 10% of something. Lord, I got good love. 10% of something. 10% of something. Just call my name. 10% of something. I'll come running, oh baby.
All right, so since we have a whole track of new lead vocals, we will feature those without the backgrounds because normally I would want to let the foregrounds eat without a little background interrupting it. So we'll not only get a chance to hear some different ad-libs and different phrasing with the new lead vocal, but we'll hear all of that vocal goodness without the backgrounds.
Sing it, fellas. 10% of that something, baby. It beats one, oh baby, baby, of nothing at all. I only see you maybe once or twice a week. You make it worth my while. You treat me like a king. I cherish any time that I can spend with you.
It's me and Mrs. Jones, the dance version.
Just say the words and I'll do anything that you ask me to. Come on. 10% of that something, baby.
Come on.
It beats one. Oh, baby, baby. I'm nothing at all. I've got y'all, yeah.
Who's this on lead vocals? This Jimmy? Jimmy Williams?
10% of that something, baby.
Come on, Jim.
It beats one. Oh, oh, mama. I'm nothing at all. I'm not like those guys who try to get all they can. 'Cause when it's over, they're right back where they began. It's better to have love than never to have loved at all. I'm with you till the water runs up, not down, Niagara Falls. Come on.
Come on.
10% of that something, baby. Oh, 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 baby. I'm nothing at all. I've got y'all, yeah. 10% of that something, baby. I said it's good, y'all. 10% of something. I said that it's better, better than nothing, y'all. Nothing at all. Now you only see me, baby, maybe once or twice a week.
Well, this is the alternate vocal, so he might not have said
But
that.
you treat me just like a doggone king. Just say the word, ooh, baby. I'm not like those guys, girl, who try to get all they can, girl. I'm a happy fella, so glad I fell in love with you. I'm not a greedy man, baby, 10% will do. Ooh, baby, all right, ooh, Lord, ooh, mama, yeah. Just call my name, I'll come a-running, baby. I need your love, need your good love, need it each and every day, yeah. Oh, yeah. 10% of that something, baby, is better than nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, yeah. I got 10 sweet love. All right. I got good love. That's all I need, baby.
Come on, Jim.
Of your love, your loving.
Marcus, St. John said he was shooting a shot. Marcus said these are the ad-libs they used in the version on the Salsoul Disco Madness compilation album of 78. Yep. More from our guy, that is Walter Gibbons, did those remixes. So yeah, just dove into the second vocal track. So there you go. There it is, man. Perfection from 10%, Double Exposure, a classic. We have officially done all we can with Double Exposure from their first album. The classics, man. Heavy heaters right here on S.T.E.M Research. All right, man. Looks like we finished that. Looks like class is going to get out a little early tonight. Get you out, get you off and do your thing on a Friday. I'm going to check out the doctor tonight. Dr. Al Guerrero set my clock. He's got some Johnny Guitar Watson on the spotlight tonight. So I'm like, what? What? Johnny Guitar Watson? I'm there. That's 12 midnight tonight, right? Okay, let's see who we can raid. It's time for a raid. Oh, don't forget tomorrow, before I move on and do anything, the Old Man Rap Show. Tomorrow, 12 noon till 3 p.m., playing hippity hop and rappity rap from the golden era, right? The golden era to the old era, 79 through 95. So, a little bit of Sugar Hill, a little bit of Flash, a little bit of Discombobulator Boobulator, all the way to 1995. I promise I'm going to play 5 in a row. I'm playing all the More Bounce songs in a row, except Future in Your Front. Oh, that one, that's too much, bro. That's too much. Like, come on. I said forgotten rap. I said underappreciated rap, not overplayed. Oh, my God. That song is definitely appreciated, and I have no problem with that. I have no problem with appreciated hits, man. At the end of the day, I'm a DJ, and I play what the people want to hear. All right? It is time for us to send a few shout-outs and get the hell out of here. Thank you guys for being a part of what I do this week. Appreciate it. Thank you. Monday, we got a whole new week of great stems. I got some new stuff. I got that angel dust that I'm working on. Also working on some things. So we got a great lineup of STEMmy stems lined up for next week. So make sure you're locked into all of my social medias. Mike MFN Love on Instagram, on Twitter, on Twitch. That's here. Twitch is the home base. That is where we broadcast and send the show out. Also on all the episodes of STEM Research are available on YouTube. My channel, Mike MFN Love. Subscribe to that. So hell, subscribe to this page. All right. So do that. Oh, I got to send these shout outs. So let me open the app. Tomorrow we will also have an exclusive. An exclusive will be moderating the Old Man Rap Show. So she's going to sit in the chat. And I'll have my first mod since my daughter quit a month ago. All right. Al P. Greer, thank you, sir. Thank you for being the doctor. Claire Cersei History, thank you. Let's see. DJ H. Lee, thank you. DJ Chucky Charles, thank you. DJ Neil 1, thank you. DJ Infinite, thank you. DJ Cirquette, thank you. Dragoon Knight 5515, thank you. Eastern 001, thank you. Extra More, thank you. Goddess One Love, thank you. Caddy Nah, thank you. Lurks, LURXX, thank you. Marcus Chapman, thank you. ML Cole 5730, I almost called you McCole again. That's an L. Mr. Majors, thank you. Ms. Jatan, thank you. Miss Shanita, thank you. Exclusive, thank you. On 3D, Ray Llanos, thank you. Arnita, thank you. Say John 46, thank you. Spike Trap Claire, T Heart 85, thank you. Tiz Cloud, Virgo Pros. I'm guessing they're bots, but they get a shout out nonetheless. We are going to raid. Look at this. Mike Dunn, the master, the chosen few DJ, Chicago's finest, one of the baddest mixers and remixers in the game. So if you like that Chicago style house, Chicago flavor, come raid with us as we go check out Mike Dunn on a Friday night. Have a good night. See y'all tomorrow for the Old Man Rap Show. Until then, class is dismissed.